Let's create a new project and a new job. If you've installed Trimble Access correctly onto your device, this is the screen that should pop up when you first turn it on. If you haven't and a username and password pops up on a Trimble page, then you need to get with the Virtual Warehouse Manager and be sure that Trimble Access has been associated with the serial number for the device you're trying to install Trimble Access on. We've installed it correctly on this device, so let's go ahead and move forward. You'll notice on the project screen that there's the menu button here in the top left. The menu button has various menu selection items that change as you go to different menus within the program. For now, everything we need to do is going to be right here in the project screen. New will create a new project. The refresh and the Dropbox icon is the login place for Trimble Connect, which is a cloud-based service to help with both field and office uploads and downloads, and you can get into that in a future video. The buttons here on the right, when there's a project in here, that's going to allow you to browse the jobs within the projects and also be able to upload the projects into the cloud service and also delete the project. So let's go ahead and create a new project. We're going to click on the big yellow new button and we're going to call this new project. We can add a description, we can add a reference, we can add a location, and we can also add an image. None of this is required to start the project, but you can add these things to make it a little bit more information into Trimble Business Center. When you create the project, it's also going to create a new project or whatever you call the project XML, and it's going to have all that information in it. We can associate a photo, and that'll provide a thumbnail in the new project screen next to the project name. And it could be a picture of the plans, the site, a particular item on the site, or what we are actually surveying that day. It's not required, but it's a neat feature to have. So we'll go ahead and enter and create. We're going to be prompted for a new job. So let's call this new job. We need to have a title for both the project and for the job in order to move forward. So we'll call this one new job. And we're going to create a GNSS job or a GPS job. So let's go through our properties. You'll notice chord system, units, layers, feature library, COGO settings, additional settings, and media files. And also we have more of those referenced and description operator and notes, and that's going to be additional stuff that we can put into that new project job folder for more information to be uploaded into Trimble Business Center. The reference files through notes is not required to start a new job, but again, there's additional information that we could put in there. All of these options under properties to the right are selectable. So let's go ahead and click on our chord system. We're going to select from the library. We're going to hit next. And we're missing a geoid file. So we're going to say OK. In a future video, we'll show you how to turn on the geoid file and how to upload the geoid file. Right now, you'll notice that use geoid file is selected as no. That's because we don't have a geoid file uploaded. So let's go ahead and upload the geoid file right now. We're going to go into the Windows environment. And we're going to go to Windows Explorer. We're going to go to my desktop. You'll notice that I have the Geode file on my desktop. Geode file can be found on the SharePoint, or you can email one of your support team members and they can get you the Geode file that you need. I'm going to go ahead and copy that. We're going to go to this PC, C drive. I'm going to go to View, make sure that Hidden Items is selected. So we'll go View, Hidden Items, and we're going to go to Program Data, which is a hidden folder. Open Program Data, and we're going to go to Trimble, Trimble Data, Geodetic Data, and then we're going to paste that file into our geodetic file. You'll notice that it's there. We'll go ahead and close that out. All right, let's escape out of this. We'll go back in. We're going to select from the library. And now Use Geode Model is selectable. So we'll hit yes. There's only one geoid file in there. We're going to say yes to that. Our system is going to be United States State Plane 1983. Our local datum and global reference are going to be default. We're going to set this job up for Maryland. Okay. And then project height. What is the project height? This is where I like to talk about our help menu. Trimble has put a lot of time into the help menu. We're working with coordinate system, so it's automatically, because we're in the coordinate system menu, it's going to bring us to help topics for coordinate system. But we want to know about project height, so let's go ahead and put project height into the search. We'll spell it right. Hit enter. Select the first one, and this is going to give us what a project height is. Go ahead and take a second and read this. This is a question that comes up a lot of what project height is. It's basically going to help us to compute our COGO or coordinate geometry using 2D points. So we'll go ahead and close out of that. We'll say 100. We'll hit enter and store. Okay, so now we've got our coordinate system set. We're going to set our units. We're defaulted to US survey feet, but we can change any of these things that we want. We can get real down to the nitty-gritty, set it per our project or per the customer preference. I'm not going to edit anything in here, so I'm going to hit escape. We're going to go to Layer Manager. Layer Manager is where we can upload point files, map files such as background maps, DXFs, DWGs, digital terrain models or DTMs, things of that nature to help us lay stuff out in the field. I don't have anything to do, so I'm going to hit escape. Feature library. Feature library is our code list. The feature library that comes standard with our data collectors is the global feature library, and that is a basic generic code list that works very well with Trimble Business Center, and who allowed for field to finish work, line work, and things of that nature. COGO settings is going to be set to ground. COGO stands for coordinate geometry. COGO is anything that we haven't uploaded into the data collector previously. We have line work that we've put into the data collector, and or we have points that we put into the data collector, and we need to add additional information to the points that we've already put into the data collector. That's where COGO comes in. Say we have 2 points that we got from the office and we need to figure out the midpoint between those 2 points. We can use COGO commands to figure out the point in between the 2 points that were computed in the office by using the data collector itself. Additional settings Again, we can get really nitty gritty on this. The one I like to show off here is use descriptions. Now, most surveyors like point, northing, easting, elevation, and code, but sometimes environmental engineers or arborists need to add additional information into the data collector. So their code would be, say, tree. We want to know how wide the tree is. We could say it's a 18-inch diameter for description 1. And what type of tree is it? Oh, it's a maple tree. So we can say that as description 2. Call it maple. Going to shut that off because we're surveyors and we're not going to use that today. And then we can also really get down into some detail here. We can have each type of point we measure or key in have its own number range. So say you wanted all of your topo points to be one number range, say 5,000 to 9,999. You could set that up right in here. We're not going to mess with that today. We're going to say escape. We've entered everything that we need to create a job. We'll hit accept. And now we're ready to connect to our receiver and get to work.